Most people think a pay rise should make life easier. More money, more freedom, more choices, that's what we're told. Work harder, earn more, and everything gets better. But let me ask you something. Have you ever received a pay rise? Looked at your payslip and somehow felt disappointed? Maybe your salary went up, but your bank account didn't feel much different. Maybe you expected relief, but life still felt expensive. If you've ever thought, I'm earning more than ever before, so why doesn't it feel like it? Then this video might explain exactly why. Because there's a hidden tax trap affecting millions of UK workers, a system that quietly takes a larger share of your money every year, without most people ever noticing. And once you see it, you'll never look at your payslip the same way again. Setup: imagine two people, both work hard, both get promoted, both receive pay rises. One of them understands how the system works, the other doesn't. 10 years later, the difference between them can be tens of thousands of pounds, not because one worked harder, but because one understood the rules. And that's what this video is about. Not politics, not complaining, understanding the rules. Now here's where things get interesting, because most people assume this only affects high earners. It doesn't. A nurse can feel it, a teacher can feel it, an office worker can feel it, a manager can feel it. The reason is simple. Most people focus on their gross salary, the big number, the number they tell their friends, the number written on job adverts. But your financial life isn't determined by what you earn, it's determined by what you keep. And that's a very different number. Think about it. If your salary increases by $5,000, be it your tax bill increases, why our bills increase, why our food costs increase, your insurance increases, how much of that pay rise actually changes your life? For many people, and very much. And this creates a dangerous cycle. People become convinced the solution is always to earn more. They work longer hours, take on more stress, accept more responsibility, has the next promotion. Yet, they never stop to ask a simple question. Am I becoming wealthier? Or am I simply becoming busier? Because those are not the same thing. Real wealth is not measured by your salary, it's measured by how much freedom your money creates. And that brings us to one of the strangest tax traps in the entire UK system, $100,000 salary trap. This is the point where many people discover that earning more money doesn't always produce the results they expected. And once you understand what happens here, you'll understand why some people work harder than ever, yet still feel disappointed by the outcome. And let's say someone earns $95,000 per year. They're doing well, they've worked hard, I've built a career, and they're looking forward to crossing six figures. After all, $100,000 sounds like a major milestone, a siegen that you've finally made it. But this is where many people get a surprise. Baker use once your income moves above $100,000, so Hing starts happening in the background. Your personal allowance begins to disappear. The personal allowance is the amount you can earn before paying income tax. For why years, most people never think about it, it's simply there. But once your income rises above $100,000, the government starts taking it away, little by little. For every $2 you earn above $100,000, you lose $1 of your personal allowance. At first glance, that might not sound like a big deal. But when you combine that with income tax, the FXT becomes surprisingly powerful. This is why some people receive a promotion, take on more responsibility, work longer hours, and then wonder why the financial reward feels smaller than expected. Now don't misunderstand me. Earning more money is still better than earning less money. The problem isn't earning more, the problem is not understanding the rules. Because once you understand the rules, you can make smarter decisions. And this is where wealthy people often think differently. Before accepting more income, they ask, what's the most efficient way to receive it? Can I increase pension contributions? Can I use salary sacrifice? Can I red UCE unnecessary tax exposure? Can I structure things more efficiently? They don't just focus on earning, they focus on keeping. And that distinction matters because building wealth is rarely about one big decision. It's usually a series of small, intelligent decisions repeated over many years. That's the real lesson hidden inside the $100,000 trap. Not that Tihi system is unfair, not that access is bad. The lesson is that financial education becomes more valuable as your income grows. Because every pound you keep working for your future can compound for decades. And once you understand that, you stop looking at money differently. You start looking at decisions differently. And this brings us to another reason why pay rises often feel disappointing. It's not always tax, sometimes it's lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is what happens when your spending rises at the same speed as your income. You earn more, so you spend more. A better phone, a better CR, a more expensive holiday, a few extra subscriptions, more takeaways, more convenience. None of these things seem expensive on their own. That's what makes lifestyle inflation so dangerous. It doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives quietly, little by little, month after month, year after year. Let me give you an example. Imagine two old friends, James and David. Both receive a $5,000 pay rise. Both are excited. Both feel like they're finally moving forward. James upgrades his lifestyle. He finances a newer car, upgrades highest phone, spends a little more on everything. Within a year, the extra money has vanished. But David does something different. He keeps living exactly the same way. He increases his pension contributions, adds money to his ISA, starts building investments. 5 years later, both men EAE earned the same salary. But their financial lives look completely different. One used the pay rise to increase consumption. The other used the pay rise to increase ownership. And that's one of the biggest wealth lessons you'll ever learn. Consumers spend income, owners buy assets. Consumers focus on the next purchase. Owners focus on the next opportunity. Consumers ask, what can I buy? Owners ask, what can I own? The difference sounds small, but over 10, 20, or 30 years, it becomes enormous. Because wealth is rarely built through one brilliant decision, it's usually built through hundreds of small decisions, repeated consistently. A little less spending, a little more reinvesting, a little more patience, a little more discipline. And eventually, those small decisions begin to compound, just like M1 does, which leads to one final lesson that most people discover far too late. Here's the mistake that keeps millions of people stuck. They spend their entire lives focusing on income, but almost no time focusing on financial systems. Think about it. Most people spend years learning how to do their job, years learning their profession, years developing skills. Yet they spend almost no time learning how tax works, how pension work, how ISAs work, how investing works, how wealth is actually built. And then they wonder why money feels difficult. Imagine trying to play a game without knowing the rules. Imagine trying to win a sport you've never studied. Imagine trying to build a house without understanding the foundations. That's how many people approach money, working readably hard, but operating with incomplete information. The good news is that financial success isn't reserved for geniuses. It's not reserved for bankers. It's not reserved for people born into wealth. Most of the principles are surprisingly simple. Spend less than you earn. Avoid unnecessary debt. Understand tax. Invest consistently. Think long-term. Stay patient. Simple, but not always easy. Because the world constantly encourages future later. But wealth is built by people who learn to delay gratification, people who make decisions today that benefit them years from now. And that's why understanding something like fiscal drag matters, not because it turns you into a tax expert, but because it changes how you think. You stop asking, how can I earn more? And start asking, how can I keep more? How can I invest more? How can I make my money work harder than I do? Those questions change everything. So let me leave you with a simple action plan. Tonight, talk in 10 minutes. Look at your latest payslip. Look at your income. Look at your deductions. Look at what T actually arrived in your bank account. Then ask yourself, do I understand where my money is going? If the answer is no, that's okay. Most people don't, but today is a good day to start. Because every pound you understand is a pound you can manage better. Every financial mistake you avoid is money you get to keep. And every G or decision you repeat has the potential to compound for years. Remember, building Wealth isn't about getting lucky, it's about understanding the rules and then using them consistently. If you found this useful, subscribe. Every Thursday, I break down UK money, tax, investing, and wealth psychology in plain English. No hype, no complicated jargon, just practical financial education for ordinary people. And next week, we're diving into one of the most surprising tax traps in the UK, the hidden 60% tax rate that catches many high earners completely off guard. Once you understand it, you'll never look at a six-figure salary the same way again. Until next time, take care.